Hello, my name is Sherry and I am the author of From Sabotage to Success. And I've been doing a series of videos here, reading portions of the book, talking a little bit about the book, and hoping that some of these outtakes, in addition to these readings, are beneficial and helpful to you in the same way that they were beneficial and helpful to the workshop participants who helped me write this book. I'm on page 107 and I'm in a chapter that's about see it, believe it, make it real. This is a big part of where I have focused on over the last 25 years. It's been a really important part to me, and it's fun to go back and read some of these things that were written in the late 90s and published in 2000. So this section here says mentoring. If they can do it, so can you. You can use your creative daydreaming time to sit quietly and imagine all the people you know who have accomplished the goal you desire to attain. As you imagine the success of others, remind yourself, if they can do it, so can I. You don't have to know these individuals personally. Simply make a list of all people, dead or alive, who've accomplished the goal you desire to accomplish. Then use the list as evidence that your goal is possible. You might even imagine yourself walking around in the body of someone you admire. Imagine yourself in the same position, being successful. In Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he recommends calling a mental meeting with sources of guidance to see how they might handle a particular situation. 1972. For example, you might want to ask Martin Luther King Jr. or Isadora Duncan to guide you or give you advice. Use your imagination to visualize their presence and imagine what they might say. A mentor is someone who has been successful in the area of life in which you'd like to succeed. If you can't think of anyone who has achieved the goal you desire, try to think of clubs, organizations, or corporations that these people would be likely to frequent. If your mentor is alive, do all you can to contact them. Call, write, email, or fax them. When looking for a mentor, you may have to call, write, or approach people you don't know. This can feel like a tremendous risk, but you'll be surprised how many people will help you. Remember, what you say is what you get. Be sure to approach these mentors with an attitude of openness and expectation. If you contact them with an attitude like, I doubt you want to help me, or I know you're too busy, you'll probably get exactly what you expect, nothing. Instead, have a positive attitude when you contact people. When you ask someone for help, you're paying them a huge compliment. Some people will be flattered, appreciated, and honored that you admire their work. You may not always get a positive response, but if you continue trying, eventually you will find someone who can help you. Spending time with people you admire can help you raise your expectations and challenge limiting ideas. It can help you break out of your cycle of believing it's hard to change, grow, and succeed. Watching other people who are doing what you want to do can be helpful in learning new behaviors. If, for example, you want to learn more about a particular computer program, talk to somebody who has mastered it. If you want to write a book, talk to a published author. Sometimes you can save yourself years of work by learning from the experiences and mistakes of others. Also, ask mentors what they do to succeed. Better yet, watch them in action, because some of the things they do may be so automatic to them that they don't realize they're doing them. Reading books about famous people or those who have accomplished your desired goals can be helpful. As you read biographies, look for and focus on the similarities you share with others. you'll notice that all people have struggles to contend with. No one has it easy or gets all the breaks. All people, famous and rich included, have struggles. The difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person is how they handle the struggle. Most successful people have learned to make lemonade out of lemons and to turn obstacles into opportunities. This is something you can learn to do as well. If your thought pattern says that successful, happy people are somehow luckier or better than you, break out of it. Look for commonalities and you will find them. When you read stories, try to look at them from the perspective of, if they can do it, so can I. Another thing you'll realize when you read these books is that there are many roads to success and many exceptions to the rules. Sometimes we make up rules about how success must be obtained. These rules provide us with excuses as to why we can't succeed. For example, you may believe a rule like, you have to have connections to get ahead. And if you don't have connections, you may believe that you can't get ahead. Books about successful people will show you that success has been attained by people with every imaginable kind of background. The rules to success and failure are really contained in our own minds. So that's that section, the section that's titled Mentoring. If they can do it, so can I. So can you. Either way you phrase it. What do you think about that? Is that true? Is that possible? I think if I'm reading it through today's eyes and not through my 1996 version that was writing this book, there's a couple things that occur to me that I've experienced since this time. I was a lot younger in 1996 than I am now, and I think that you should proceed a little bit with caution about this idea, if they can do it, so can I. Because sometimes, when you look at people from the outside and what they're doing, it can look easier than it really is. And you often don't know everything that went into getting this person to the spot that they're at right now. So, temper your ego a little bit with this statement. Yes, there's probably a lot of things that other people have done that you can do, but also you have to take into consideration how many hours, years, days, months of practice did it take for this person to get to where they are. You've seen me talk in previous videos and on the internet about roller skating and roller derby, for example. And I have gone to a lot of hours of practice in roller derby and roller skating. And although it's true that I have gone from beginner level to some other level, it depends on the task and the chore, there really are certain things that other people can do that I can't do. And maybe if I had started younger, maybe if I had spent more time, maybe if it was my sole focus and it was super important to me and the most important thing, then maybe I could have, but it wasn't. So I had to be honest with myself. The whole time that I was in roller derby and in roller skating, really what was important to me was becoming a professor. I was putting a lot of time and energy into being a professor, and I did that. I became a tenured professor, and that was my goal. And so, sometimes you're going to have to narrow things down, I think is the point I'm trying to make. You can't do everything that everybody does, and you can't be the best at everything, but you can certainly improve. You can certainly gain experience, and you can certainly, I would say, expect to improve with experience. What do you think? I mean, have you ever had a mentor? Has there ever been somebody who you met up with or learned about or reached out to that ended up helping you achieve a goal that was difficult for you to achieve? I know earlier in my book, in the very beginning of the book, I wrote about being a community college student and how at that time, sometimes all I would do is just sit in the room and sort of daydream and drift off and think, oh, it would be, wow, it would be kind of cool to do this one day. I didn't have much of direction, let's just say. I was working at a restaurant, just your average restaurant, and struggling, living in your average, if not below average apartment, and just living in a below average life, probably. So for me, becoming a college professor seemed like a pretty amazing thing. Whereas to some people, they're like, oh, that's beneath them, right? But in addition to that, it wasn't so much about the position itself, it was being in a position to help other people, to pull potential out of people, and to be around people who are in the learning curve. I love that part. That is one of my favorite parts, even applying to roller derby and all the other things. I love it when I see somebody who goes from this weak sort of like, I don't know what's going on, oh my God, I can't do this mode, and then you watch that same person just come to life and gain skill and improve in such an amazing way that they didn't think was possible, you didn't think was possible, and I think it's contagious. So that's another reason why I would put together videos like this. I want to be part of your learning experience, part of your growth. So please share that with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and here's an important thing. Hit that bell icon so that you get notifications every time a new video comes out. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.